Namaste, good afternoon, and welcome to Parent Station Wednesday Book Review. Myself, Gargi Shingala, admin mate from Rajkot chapter. We all have observed very well that when anything which is taught to the kids in a hands-on or practical manner, they grasp it very nicely, and this leaves a very long-lasting memory in their mind. So this is the third session where we are talking about 7 habits of happy kids. So in this book, very nicely, the author has illustrated the story, and it has nice characters which children enjoy reading and understanding, and this has a very a long-lasting impact on them. So so far we have discussed about 5 habits. If we revise them, the 5 habits are the first one is being proactive. The second one is begin with the end in mind. The third one being put first things first. The next is think win-win. And the last habit that we talked about was seek first to understand, then to be understood, where we talked about listening with not only ear but with your heart and mind. So we still have 2 more habits which we are going to discuss today. So if we start with the first one, the name of the story says Big Bad Bad Girls. So now we know that the story has 7 oaks. The member characters are all animals from the 7 oaks. 7 oak is the area where they are living. So they had a playground where they go to play every week. So once there, this big bad girl, they had a team of bad girls, see, nicely illustrated. They had this team who came there to play. And now they are asking the children of Oak area that would you like to join us for a game? Then all the members of the Oak, as we know, have very different characteristics. One likes art, the other likes music, the other likes bug collecting, one likes reading. So everyone has different characteristics. Only one person, that is Jumper the rabbit, is interested in physical sports activity. So Jumper says, okay, we will play. All others says, no, no, I want to go home. Lily says, I want to go and paint. And Goop says, I want to look for the ant. So everybody is trying to give excuse not to play a game. But then uh, uh, it took some while. But Sophie, the squirrel, and Jumper, they finally convinced the other players that come on, we can play, we can try at least. But before the team could get into the play and match and everything, the other team who was very active, the bad girls team, they already made 3 points. Because this team, the 7 Oak team, they were all busy doing their own things. What was Lily doing? Lily was stopping on the ground to pick up flowers. Pokey was lying down. So as you know, Pokey is a lazy person. He was trying to sleep. And Goob, we can see in the picture here, trying to look for some ants. So all of them were doing their own thing. They were not interested in the play. Though they accepted we will play, they were not interested and they were not playing together. And Ellie finally scored 1 point, but funnily, that point was for the other team. So he did the goal. They were playing all football, and the goal Ali did was on the opponent team's goal post. So the bad girls now had 4 points. And that just said that, okay, this is a waste of time. The other team is not playing properly. We will go home. Jumper said, wait a minute. I'll talk to my team and then we will come back and play. So Jumper gathered, like they have the team talk. Jumper came together and they started their team talk. So Jumper inspired everyone and said, look, we don't need to do anything special. Just let us do what we know. So Jumper they made a strategy type of thing how we're going to play. And then Sophie said, oh, let us look at the stronger points that we have. Now, what is the Poki's stronger point? That it is a hedgehog, a porcupine, sorry, porcupine. So whenever the bad girl comes to you, you just have to, you just turn out your spikes out. That's all you have to do. Poki said, okay, that much I can do. And then Lily was instructed, you stop picking flowers. And what you do is with your bushy tail, you just pass the ball. And Sophie instructed that Goob is a bear. So you are a big person. So you can come and distract on the way of bad girls. So everybody said, okay, then this is easy. And now they said that instead of doing our own thing, let us be a team. Then everyone was happy. Everyone agreed to try Sophie's idea. What was Sophie's idea? Let us use the stronger parts of each one of us and work as a team. Now, as instructed by Sophie, everyone tried. Now, you can see in the instructions here, they're passing their ball, they're just doing what they are supposed to, and finally, they are able to score some points. So, now, all four each. Bad Girls has 4 points, and the players of Oak also have 4 points. So, one winning point they need. Now, Jumper, they again get together and they decide for their strategy what they need to do. Everybody, they discuss quietly, and then again they were on the ground to play. So this time, what Bad Girls knew that Jumper was a very strong player in this team. So they all surrounded him. But Sophie, Ellie, Lily, Goob, they all very nicely took the Bad Girls and got that 1 point. The whole Oak team was so happy that they could get the winning point. See, this is how they have instructed. They're getting the winning point here. So through this story, we come to know now the bad girls are happy that they played with a nice team who could give them challenge, and they were happy that they will again come to play with this team. So this story teaches about the habit together is better. And if I put it in the terms of author, it says synergize. Now, what is synergizing? Valuing the difference and working together to create a better solution than what everyone could do alone. Each one of them alone has a specific quality, a particular quality in them. But how we can bring all these qualities together and we can work as a team and give a very better solution to what one person could give. The whole team can give a better solution. So this is the habit that the author is trying to teach through this story. Seven Oaks gang used synergy to win the game. Working alone, they could not score even one goal. But focusing on each kid's unique strength, they were unstoppable. So this is something very important. And this habit says synergize together is better. And There are discussion points given here, as in after every story the author gives, and a few baby steps which we need to practice or which we need to implement with our kids in our day-to-day life so that this habit of together is better or synergize is uh, inculcated or developed in our routine. So the first thing, very interesting, which they have said that you take a pen and a paper, and if you and your child is sitting, you can note down three things that I am really good at, and three things which my child is really good at. In the same way, the child also writes three things which the child is good at, and three things which the person sitting opposite, whether it's a mother, a father, brother, sister, whoever is sitting with them, we can do it this activity as a family also. Then we can watch their favorite sports together, and we can see how the players work together as a team. They have also given some more baby steps which can be taken. So if we go through the book, we can know them. And now we are coming to the last habit of this seven habits of a happy kid book. The name of the story says Sleepy Sophie. Now Sophie is a squirrel, we know. So one day in the school, Sophie was feeling very sleepy. So Miss Hoot, who is an owl and his teacher, is trying to teach the letter Z, but Sophie is very, very sleepy and dozing in the class. On the way, she says it was so embarrassing that I was sleepy. Then the instructor, Miss Hoot says that I think you did not have proper sleep last night, so please go home and have some proper rest. So Sophie agreed that okay, I need some good rest. She goes home, and on when she the both the sisters are talking. Now Sammy says that you know why you are tired and you have not got enough sleep because you are always with your book. Even when Mama says we need to go to bed, under the cover you with your flashlight you're reading a book and you keep reading and reading for a long, long time, and it's too late for you to sleep, and the next day you're feeling sleepy. So I think you should cut down on late night reading. And Sophie says, okay, I agree, but at the moment I'm so exhausted and tired that I want to go to sleep. Again, Sophie was sleeping on the couch, and as usual, because she was very fond of books, she finds a book and she just picks it up and starts reading it. As soon as she starts reading, there was a knock on the door, and Lily was at the door. Lily said, do you want to come and color with me for a while? Sophie said, no, no, I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. I just want to go to sleep. Lily goes away from there. Sophie again is with the book. Again, she hears knock, knock. Now, this time, Jumper is there. Jumper says, come, let's go for a cycling ride near the river. We'll have fun. Sophie said, oh, no, I'm so exhausted. I just can't sit properly. I want to go to sleep. Again, she's back with her book. Jumper goes. Now, Pokey is on the door. Pokey comes and says, you know what? I have I have learned to play a new tune. As we remember, Pokey plays harmonica. Let's go near the lake, and uh, uh, I'll play the tune for you to listen. Sophie said, I'm too tired right now. I'm busy reading and I want to go to sleep. Sophie again, she lie down with her book, and in no time, she was fast asleep. When it was time for dinner, Sophie's mother came and she said, wake up, it's time for dinner. Now, Sophie's mom said, are you all right? She touched her forehead and, like all parents said, are you all right? You look very tired. She said, I am tired. I am too sleepy. I'm worn out, exhausted. Mom said, I know why this is happening. Sophie said, why? Mom said, I think you're spending too much time reading. Reading is a great thing, but you need balance in life. You need to find things that don't just have to do things with your mind. So while you're reading, your mind always is active. So you need to find some other activities which will keep you busy, and it has nothing to do with your mind. Sophie's mother thinks that because you're reading too much, maybe that's why you're tired. So then Sophie says, what, like, Sophie's mom said that there are other things than mind, that needs to be a balance between your mind and other things. So Sophie said, other things, what do you mean by other things? Her mom explains her very nicely that other than mind, there is heart, there is body, and there is soul. So Sophie is now interested and she asks that, okay, how can I create a balance between all these four things? Four things is mind, heart, body, and soul. So her mom explains that for your heart feels happy when you play with your friends. Your body needs some exercise. And what about the soul? Your soul needs something quiet to do that makes you feel fresh inside. Now Sophie understood. Okay, I think you're right, and I need to create this balance. So immediately after that, Sophie goes to Lily and says, "Okay, do you still have that coloring book? I would like to color with you." So all the activities which she denied first, she starts doing it now. She enjoyed coloring, and then she feels that doing something with her friend made her happy. So her heart is happy now. Then she also went for a cycling trip with Jumper. So this was exercise for her. And then she also listened to the new tune that Pokey had learned. This was for her soul. So now she was able to make a balance of all the four things. Reading for her mind, playing with her friends for heart, and exercise with Jumper, and cycling, that is, and listening to music with Pokey, that was for her soul. So now she feels that a balance, she has created a balance. And then she said, I will go and read a book. So here we come to end of the seventh story. And in this seventh story, the main habit that the author is trying to convey to us is balance feels best. At times we see that children are hyperactive and they are full of energy. They want to do something, but they don't have a defined path or something. At that point of time, many parents practice either giving them a glass of water, sitting with them, first letting them calm down, and then doing other things. That would really help. So here in the story, the author has focused that not only one part, mind, is not the only thing that we need to focus on, but there are other parts like body, heart, and soul, and a very well maintained balance between all these would be would make a person feel best. So the habit, in a common word, we can say balance feels best. But the habit, a name that is given by the author here is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is all about finding that balance, which is there. Let us never be too busy sawing to make time to sharpen the saw. So we should, here it says that we should not be busy just sharpening the saw, or just sawing, but we also need to sharpen the saw. And again, baby steps are given here, that if you want to change something in their habit, let's say, for example, the reading habit that they have mentioned here, that late night reading was creating this problem. So we can ask our kids that, okay, for 2 days, let's practice sleeping early and let us find the difference what it will have in our work, in our energy the next day, which will definitely help, and the children would understand that yes, this is the right thing we need to do. So now we come to the end of all the seven habits. The last page, last but one page, here they have the seven habits tree is given in here. And one by one, each habit's name is given. We're starting with the first habit here. It says be proactive here. The next is begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize and sharpen the saw. And remember to take care of yourself. That's what the author says. Then we have a note from Stephen R. Covey, who is father of author of this book. C.N. Covey is son of Stephen Covey. And there is this map which we first saw in the Oak area map. And this is in that to the lakeside map that is given in this book. So here we come to the end of book review of The 7 Habits of Happy Kid by C.N. Covey, very nicely illustrated by Stacy. And I hope you enjoyed listening to the review of this book as much as I did reviewing this book. This is definitely a must-own book by all the parents, teachers, and kids would love to read this book as the characters are very friendly and animal characters are given, so they would really enjoy reading this book. So thank you to all the viewers and listeners. Thank you, Harsha ma'am, for giving this platform of Parent Station where we come up with this really interesting books which we can share with everyone. And that's all. Goodbye. Happy reading.